And you're up.
All right, welcome in everybody. The Banshee's Wail plays through Frost King Returns. Real quick, before we get started, does anyone want to introduce their characters? Start with Ian.
Sure. Today I'll be playing as Thenos. S is almost silent. Thenos Stonescale, a barbarian of the Dragonborn variety. He will be a berserker worth watching on the battlefield.
Go up to Daniel.
Today I'll be playing as Udrin, a metallic gold dragonborn as paladin, oath, and a lust for glory.
Mark, I know we're playing a regular in the stream.
Our Seminori's back. He's returned from his adventures in bartending to join the adventurers because there was just so much going on and it was just so boring serving drinks.
See if we can find something fun to do.
I'm all for it.
All right, well, let's get started, but everybody, grab an ale, prepare for a tale. Everybody's welcome at the Banshee's Wail.
Woo!
All right, so Minari, we're actually going to start off with you. You're actually at library researching dark magic. When you close the book you're reading, scoot your chair back and you look back down on the book and you see laid out on the leather-bound book is a key. At the back end of the key is a dragon crest that you recognize. You know you're being called to the Banshee's Wail Tavern.
Well, I guess it's my time to return.
You walk across the library, return the book, and go to the nearest door. You know what you must do. You put the key into the nearest door, unlock it. When the door opens, it opens up tavern music playing. You look down and you see two companions that you recognize, Thenos and Udrin, sitting at the bar. On the other side of the bar is the usual tender, Ulrich, the drow, pouring some drinks, waiting for you. You take a step inside and close the door behind you. Key dissipates out of your hand. You find yourself inside the tavern.
Look at this one. Last one to arrive as always.
Aye, hail and well met.
Good to see you, old friend.
I may be late, but you won't regret me joining.
Never do. Dragon Triad is once more.
Triad is complete. Have an ale, friend.
Aye, I shall.
I'll get it poured right for you. I know the usual. I'll get it poured right away. As Ulrich steps back, grabs a bottle, and pour it into the stein and light it right next to Thenos, waiting for Silmanari. Come, Silmanari, have a seat, and we'll go over the reason I've called the Dragon Triad once again.
Hold on 1 second. It's not loading up for me. Aye, there we go. Now I see everyone.
Had to blink twice. Sometimes it happens with the spatial.
It was all of those hours in the dimly lit libraries. Aye, I shall pull up a chair.
You take a sip of the ale. Your favorites. Little bit of lemon and orange. Very light.
Aye, this must be an IPA.
Just for you, friend.
It'll land.
All right. But I've called you three here for, of course, a mission that I found the best fit for.
So any mission?
Of
Ah,
course.
well, we've got one of your natural foes. There
Please say
seems
giant.
it's a sort of giant. We've done some research into it. There's a man that's been resurrected through his own magic. His original name, Sirion. Now he goes by the name the Frost King. Fitting for demeanor.
How
As I've always
frosty is
said,
this king?
dead things should stay.
Ah. Colder than your drink. But, I digress. We have done research into it. It seems some adventurers we were looking at possibly come to the tavern. Some are dead now.
Fortunate.
Apparently they weren't right.
Only the strong survive.
But only for so long.
Well, let's hope that you survive a bit. This is actually quite a thing. Why I'm calling upon you three again. I did some research into Syria. He died a little over 1,000 years ago. Born into a savage land. Apparently he has some frost giant blood running through his veins, though he's mostly human. Apparently his affinity for frost magic caused some incident in his home village. Him and his mother were ran out of the... She met a sad end. Apparently he went to the frost giants for aid, as his magic was uncontrollable, and they turned him away, thinking him of some sort of mutant freak. I don't know. Something
Not one-
happened. He was
Not
turned
one-
away through a vengeance toward both humans and giants, leading a crusade against both once he figured out how to use both frost magic and necromancy. But he died over 1,000 years. Apparently, he set up some sort of spell, resurrected. I don't know too much about it, but he has gathered a few magical items from a village nearby. From my understanding, from some reports, gathered a spell book from Gale. Deep Gnome apparently found it. Got an amulet from the village near the castle. Of course, his crown was brought to him, unsuspecting. So, from my understanding, he's back at full power, resurrected, actually stronger than he was before. He himself is now an
At the tune of hearing undead, Udrin's just gonna kind of shoot a look over to his fellow Dragonborn and undead. Oh, I like him.
Let's hope you like him better dead, undead.
Well, he'll stay dead this time.
His body count has gotten too high. We must start intervening. Why we're sending you.
Let's dethrone this supposed king.
We know where he is, and I can actually bring you at the front of his castle if you'd like. It's up to you where you would like to go. I can have the door open up in front of his castle, or in the town nearby. So his castle sits on a frozen lake, side of a mountain. The village that has been completely wiped out, frozen over, just outside of it. From my understanding and a little bit of recon, there's a giant that roams the village, and on the lake, guarding the door, some sort of dragon. He has been able to go through the front door, but from irrigating deep gnome. There also seems to be an underwater passage into the castle. Getting there may be a little trialing. Frozen. You can think. You let me know where you'd like the door. You can rest here for a bit if you'd like, but I do recommend getting on it sooner than later.
I've never been one to beat around the bush. I say front door.
I'm in agreement. We can probably catch him off guard if we storm quickly.
Well, luckily I've got some heals prepared, so I'm in. I may need to swig this real fast before we go, though.
We can
Get your
take a
courage
second.
up.
I don't suspect he's got any plans with powers. Seems to be a little dormant right now. I don't know if he's gathering power or something. But I can get you to the front door. I myself can't see through it. Some magic around it. I recommend being cautious.
The magic of a door, maybe.
It does block your sight, even to the normal people.
Well, we can't open a door inside of the castle. Something preventing. He is strong with magic.
Some kind of ward, no doubt.
When he was alive, he was a cautious.
Have you tried maybe knocking and asking politely?
Well, we sent in a man. Let's just say we didn't hear. The newbie. Just say. But I also heard that the keep has taken a hostage. Elf monk and the druid that brought the crown. Whether or not they're alive or dead, I don't.
Play his own minions.
Seems to be a harsh one. One drowned in sorrow. Only the thought of revenge.
1,000 years of death might do that to some.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Let's say that.
The wrong side of the crypt.
Wrong side of the crypt.
But he is from my records, large individual, towered above the people, but not the size of a giant, or little taller than you actually.
A welcome challenge.
Not afraid, but say his might equal his craft. All right. And for each of you, just taste these. As Ulrich reaches under the bar and pulls out a crate with 6 superior healing potions.
All right.
Very
2
nice.
for each of you, just in case. I doubt you're going to be able to rest once you're inside, so best to have these handy. I see you all came equipped. Is there anything else? Any questions or thing I can help prepare you on?
Oh, I think we're ready to go aim a few dragons, slay a few giants, and write our names in the history books.
All right. I'll drop you at the front door, but I do recommend being careful. That dragon flies overhead, so I recommend staying quiet. You don't want it picking up on you. No unnecessary battles, you know?
Aye, but now that I'm finishing my drink, I may need to go and write my name in the snow as well.
You know where the laboratory is.
The street. Got it.
All right. Well, if you're ready, head toward the door, open it, and you'll be there. and good luck to all of you.
Maybe one for the road.
Ah, I got just the thing, actually. He takes out a small tankard, puts it on, and he screws on a cap for it. Take a bit.
That'll do nicely.
It has a sippy lid.
Aye, a spill-proof lid it is.
He knows you all too well.
Are you all ready to be sent to the Frost King's lair?
Aye.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Udrin's
Danny?
always ready for battle.
All right. You open the door, exiting the Banshee's Wail, step through, and as you exit the tavern, a chill bites at your skin. You are all wearing apparel fit for snow and cold weather, other than the barbarian, of course. Luckily, he's a white dragon, though. But
Who
even
needs
through
clothes?
all of that, even through your resistance, you can feel it biting at you. The ground itself, you can tell if you stood for too long, might freeze around your feet. The air is chill, quiet, and still. A heavy fog blankets the lake behind you. As you can see a crack breaking through the lake up to the town. Off in the distance, you can see some of the buildings peeking through the fog, and you can actually see some of the fog moving, and just the tip of a helmet, a very large helmet with one horn poking out, moving across the town.
I
You
take it
look-
that'd be the giant.
You look up and can see the clouds circling around, making the sky dark. Some of the clouds moving in a circular pattern. As you can see, every once in a while, wings beat through the clouds and peek out.
I think we found our dragon.
The ground beneath your feet is in the shape of a snowflake. But the door on one end, two large double doors made of stone with runes carved into each. And on the other points of the snowflake, you can see other runes. At the far end, across from the door, you can also see a brazier, unlit.
I suggest we keep our voices down. I don't want to wake that dragon's attention.
What do you all want to do?
Should we try lighting the brazier? What do you think?
Aye.
Oh,
I'd like to.
Are you trying to do something?
investigate- Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like to investigate the markings on the edge of the snowflakes there to see if they have any if I notice any correlation specifically with the door, if it's just the matching symbols.
Let me see real quick. Check one thing. So you actually take a look. Wouldn't actually need an investigation roll. Let me know what you want to do, and I'll ask for the roll. You actually do speak the language they're written in. They're actually runes written in Giant.
Wow.
Perfect.
You find it native to Frost Giant specifically. The runes indicate on each side here on the on the sides to you, it points the element of fire on the on the left side, the element of water on the right, and then the element of air to the south.
I'll relay the information back to the party and let them know that each of the corners is corresponding to a specific element. I don't suppose any of you cast elements. I have a fire. A little one of these. I go, and a little like flame comes out like a little.
Silmanari, Udrin, do you want to do anything? Or Stenos?
I'm trying to see, but I don't see how any of the elements actually pertain to me as I'm an emerald dragon.
I don't hold the breath weapon of fire either.
We need water. We need water and wind. Yeah, I have fire taken care of.
I wonder, though, if we do light these brazier, will the dragon above us take notice?
Most certainly.
Is that a fight we're willing to take on?
I'm willing, but I don't know if I'm ready. Well, you know what? Let's just move to the other platforms and see if there's anything on the platforms that'll give us any hint as to how they're supposed to be engaged. So, Silmanori, actually, the fire you said that you had taken care of, correct?
Yes.
So, I shall move. I shall try the water. That leaves only the air.
I suppose if I huff and puff enough.
Let's see if I can spit in this enough to make it come up. Can dragons spit? Let's find out.
You spit on the rune below. Stenos, Udrin, do you do anything?
I'll take a deep breath here and see if I can blow hard enough for the wind to catch this.
And Udrin?
Udrin's not gonna like fully use a breath weapon, but just kind of a little like a little like exhale just a little bit of fire into the fire symbol.
I thought it was going to be funny and pull out like a flint and tinder. A dragon with a flint and tinder.
So, Minari, you spit on the rune in front of you. Udrin, you breathe a little bit and some fire comes out. Stenos, you turn to the brazier and exhale some air. As you exhale air, some of your breath weapon comes out as you breathe ice onto it. The ice becomes a blue fire as you've mixed water, fire, and air together. You hear the door crack as some of the ice breaks to it and starts to open.
So really quick, do we recognize that it was Xenos' weapon, or do we think it was the three of us combined that did that?
Stenos recognizes this, whether or
It's
not he shares it
unusual
with
for me. I'm going to turn around and kind of, with weird excitement, explain, that was more than normal, if you know what I'm saying. Usually I'm not this good of a performer.
My genius shines through again. The three of us working together is what opened that door.
Sure. We'll chalk it up to that.
Aye, and me spitting on the ground.
Nothing like a little lubrication, eh?
I never took you as
that and realizes the brazier begins burning brighter blue behind him. He hears a roar come from the sky.
Run!
The doors are sitting open in front of you.
This is what I was worried about. With haste.
Huh? As I'm already gone.
The three of you, Silmanari leading the way, run through the door and turn and shut the stone doors. Extremely heavy, thick stone, but they close. And you turn around and see the inside of the mountain is carved out, fine stone flooring set up, walls and ceiling made of stone, torch-like mechanism sit holding blue flames, and another brazier with a blue fire sitting in front of you.
I gotta say, I pictured a worse abode for a necromancer of his stature.
Especially one that's been dead for 1,000 years.
Color me impressed.
So Udrin's gonna like step up to the little cauldron, like the fire pit in front of us. Just kind of hold his hand out to it to see if it like what it's radiating. If it's radiating out the cold, if it's radiating out like warmth or.
You put your hand close to it and you feel an extreme cold brush against the scales on your hand.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Not what you expected?
Well, no, fire's typically hot, so.
As Thanos breathes a little of his breath weapon onto his hand. No, cold. I don't get it.
I've got to disagree, friend.
I'd like to just kind of like look around the room to see if there's anything like that like sticks out to me or anything that's like of importance or interest.
Well, you look around and you see to the left, right, and straight in front of you are 3 doors, carved out of stone, some intricate markings on them. All of them seem just like normal stone doors.
Do they have any like writing or runes on them?
No runes or writing, just more filigree style. You can tell that he took the name King very seriously.
But
Well-
arrogant with an unearned title.
Won't have his title for too long.
Or his head, if we have our way.
You do like to go for the head, don't you, friend?
You see the fire in the brazier start to flicker off and on and grow, and then grow with intensity as a fire then morphs into a humanoid figure standing inside the brazier. It's funny that you make jokes of my abode.
Oh, so you're the friend we're here to see.
He shows himself at last.
Leave or forever be frozen in a wall.
Why don't you come out here so we can have a nice chat?
Why don't you come in here? As you hear one of the doors slide open.
Do you have any ale?
Who are we to deny such a polite invitation?
Yeah, but I feel like he should offer us some drinks, something to soothe our nerves after the long travel. What a horrible host.
Horrible indeed.
And honestly, some food would be nice. I'm starving.
You'll soon have some nice company. And the flame flickers back into a fire.
Maybe we should have asked for some bar food along with the tankard of ale as we came. Wait, don't we still have the to-go cup of ale?
We sure do.
You're tankard, to be exact.
Oh, okay. We'll have to save that for a bit later.
Well, onward, friends.
Who would like to lead the way?
Move
I'll
on
take
to
the lead.
Oh, okay.
You begin to walk into the room. You see another brazier sitting on the base floor in the middle of that part of the room. You see 2 sets of stairs leading up to a platform. On the platform, you see 2 sarcophagus, coffin-like structures with more runes written onto the front, the face of the sarcophagus.
Are the runes in giant? Am I able to read them?
Yes.
Sure.
And you
Yeah.
can read the rune that says friend.
Hmm. And
says-
who might these be?
I don't know. It says friend. Ooh. How many
As
friends
you inch closer to read the runes more and see if there's anything else about it, as you do that, a hand comes through the stone, phasing through it, reaching for your throat. As that happens, you jump back, and phasing through the stone, a wraith appears.
I knew it. I knew there would be some undead thing in here as I draw out my sword.
It begins to attack. I will initiate combat. Get that pulled up here. See here. Yeah, gotta get the macro command. Yep, bark dogs.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me close the door. I just got back with food.
Summon my dogs. Hey guys.
He does
Hey,
that.
where's the friends? Where we hear friends? Where are they?
I know. Chihuahuas, where?
The hounds, the vicious hounds, the Yorkie Shih Tzus.
Keep them contained. I'll call in the hounds when they're needed.
Like Scoob, I told you to relax.
Yikes.
Raggy, rear.
And gotta review the script.
Raggy.
I think it's about time for that 5-minute break, though.
Yeah, we can
I'm
take a
with
quick 5, and I will roll initiative while we're gone.
And
Sounds good.
yeah, and then when we come back, we'll go ahead and do that icebreaker question or take questions from the audience if we have any. So,
Yeah,
Sweet.
do a quick 5.
be right back. See you guys shortly. And we are back. Let's go see if we have anything in the chat. Let's see. And we don't have any questions from the chat. So, for this segment, let's go ahead and do an icebreaker. Let's go ahead and start with Rob. We'll go Rob, Ian, Daniel, me. Rob, what is your favorite class to play in D&D in 5th edition?
Wizard.
Oh,
Any specific
pretty
subclass?
Two. I enjoy chronology wizard. But wizard in general, I can do enchantment wizard. Just the ability to do support and influence anything, whether it's battlefield or out of combat engagement, really well, and have something to assist you with it. Is primarily the reason I do wizard very well.
All right, cool. Next.
right on. I would definitely say barbarian, and it's because it doesn't really feel like role playing to me. I just like to engage in my baser instincts. It feels like my caveman self comes out. Like, just for frame of reference, when I played rugby at ASU, my nickname was Rambo. So there's like, here's the ball, do it. That's pretty much what a barbarian does. So
All right, Daniel.
I have two answers. I'm sorry, but
how dare you?
answer one is for combat purposes. I love playing a paladin just because I'm able to heal, but also dole out stupid amounts of damage.
Yeah.
And then if it's like a strictly role playing scenario, like if I want to be something like a more fun character in terms of like the actual like role play aspect, love playing a bard. Just
Oh,
because
yeah.
like I don't lean so heavily into like the having sex with everything. Like I usually
Seduce the dragon.
well no, so usually I like when I create a bard character for a longer campaign, I'll have them have like an attraction to one specific thing, like a very, very specific
cool.
thing, and they're attracted to it. Anytime we run across that style of creature or type of person, they're like just heavily they're on it. But then otherwise, I don't really care.
Magnetized.
They're super charismatic characters that just joke around and have a lot of fun, and that's just me as a person. So it's easy to play and a lot of fun for role play reasons.
Yeah,
So you're a
Barnsby
bard
was.
that solely likes MILFs. Got it.
All
I said-
right.
He likes
Big
tall redheaded
mommy
women. I mean, what?
milkers.
And then
Fairies.
finally over to me.
Yeah.
It's no secret my favorite class is by far and away the best class in the game, which is Warlock. It is the most versatile class in all of D&D now. Now that you've got, I mean, you've got up close in your, I mean, you've got Scorpion basically as a Warlock, right? You know, you have Hexblade Warlocks that can teleport behind the enemy. That's just insane. So yeah, the fact that I can be a healer, blaster caster, or in your face melee teleporting character is just ridiculous. Any style of play that I want to play, I can play Warlock, and on top of that, I don't have to worry about really spell slots because those are just emergencies. That's really all that it's for. The rest of my stuff is all cantrips.
If you
Or
can't tell,
healing.
Mark likes boss fights.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I completely set my characters up for boss fights. 100%. If I'm going to cast 3 spells, it's going to be in a boss fight. That's when I'm going to be casting those spells.
The next
So-
one he's going to be in is a murder mystery. I'm not going to tell him.
Dude, we should do that though.
Oh, that'd be fun. I could totally play a warlock that's obsessed with the dead. So he has to like, I could run a build where I speak to the dead and speak to objects too. It'd be so much fun.
I'm telling you, murder mystery theater could be a real thing we do.
We might do that.
I am so in. I am so in.
We need
Ian,
like 8 people on though.
Ian, you should totally, dude, if you want to
I'll put it
run
together.
that, yeah, you
I'll
can
put it
totally run it,
together.
and then Rob and I will just help you. And dude, everybody will help you. That'd be
Here's
so
the
much
thing,
fun.
though. You can't predetermine your character. It has to be like here's who you play it to the rest of your ability.
So like Clue,
Okay.
like Clue, but
yeah,
in 5e.
exactly.
Yeah. You
But
can do
we're doing
pre-made,
it in D&D
character
style.
sheets.
I'd totally be down for that. I am totally in for that. All
I can
right.
help you set it up.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Pardon my French.
All right. Okay, and that's it for the icebreaker. So let's go ahead and head back into the action. It's all yours, Rob.
All right. Well, as Aldrin backs up from the coffin as the Ice Wraith's hand reaches out. Xenos looks over at the other coffin and sees another figure phasing through the stone lid to the sarcophagus. The Ice Wraith comes up in front of Udrin, and he can see the cloak facing over it and the black abyss that is its face. He can see just the shimmer of an ice crystal begin to go around it as it exhales right in his face. It's frost.
Chilly.
As it exhales this, it also catches Silmanari. So I'll need a con save from both of you.
See it, boys.
Oh,
Wow.
Silmanari, you take 36 cold damage, and Udrin, you take 18.
Can I do a quick sidebar? Are we going to do the updated version of breath weapon abilities?
Yes, you use your character sheet as it's set.
Okay. Just checking.
And that will end that Ice Wraith's turn. So, Sthenos, you see this Wraith exhale a frosty breath right into Udrin, and it catches Silmanari. You can see some of his, basically the left side of his body kind of ice over in a glaze almost. And then the Wraith that comes through the coffin directly in front of you turns its figure looking straight at you.
I will tell you one thing about Steno Stone Scale. You can mess with me all day, but when you mess with my friends, that's when it goes down. I'm going to rage, and I'm going to charge this guy.
Okay, put the rage token on you. Where is the...
One for two swings.
The first swing, you actually rush up as you're running up the stairs. You swing from down to up. You clip the coffin, but you catch the swing as you do it and come down. The second hit slams into the Wraith.
Bit too wild on that first one. That'll end my turn.
All right. That Wraith with you directly in front of it lets go of its frost breath, which also catches Silmanari in the back. So both Sthenos and Silmanari roll me a con save. Silmanari, you do save, so you take 18 cold damage as the right side of your body gets hit with this frost breath. And Sthenos?
Sorry, hold on a second.
Just a con save.
Yeah, my character sheet was in a different window, my bad.
Oh, you're all good. Perfect. And you take 9 cold damage.
Not too shabby.
That will end that Ice Wraith's turn. Udrin. Let me actually fix that real quick, just so that doesn't pop up each time for your sword.
It's a lot going on.
It's my bad.
And just as a sidebar, with
Your
the blade of sharpness, it deals max damage on the damage roll each time, or at least it should be.
Yes, it does. And both, let me see. I believe it does that to objects, not creatures. When you attack an object with this magic sword and hit maximize your damage. When you attack a creature with this weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll.
That is a hefty critical, though.
Yeah.
Yes. When you crit, it's wild. But both slashes do hit.
Lop off a portion of its body instead. Yikes.
That's if you
Yeah.
roll 2d20s. So when he crits, he does the 4d6 extra slashing, and then he rolls another d20. If he gets a 20 on that, then he cuts the limb.
Mm-hmm.
A brutal blade you got, my friend.
The only way I know how to fight.
Violently.
Do you do
Oh, wait,
anything
my turn
else?
again.
There should be, if you scroll up to your name where it says
Above
Udrin's
the
turn, there's a
mile of
check mark.
text.
You
I'll
just
see a
click the
check
check
mark.
mark.
Yeah, check mark.
There's a down arrow and a check mark. Should be
I
next
don't
to
have
it.
I don't see that on my turn order thing. There we go.
That's okay. I can click it for you.
Oh, it was in the text part.
Yeah, it's in the actual text on the right
text
side of the
chat.
screen. Yeah.
All right. So I'm a little sore after that last turn. But let's go ahead and throw a sacred flame at this arsehole right up here.
He's not that bad of a guy. You didn't know him when he was
And
alive.
then,
Light him up.
on top of that, add my charisma modifier for Radiant Soul.
Ooh.
Which is +5.
Yep, +5. So it's that
Nice.
+5.
It fails, so it takes the full damage.
Felt hard.
21 radiant damage. And let's go ahead and step back into the hallway a wee bit. And let's use my bonus action to let's use a couple of my healing light die. Let's say about 4 of them. Healing myself for 14.
Go ahead and add it.
Not a bad choice, friend.
And I'll sit back. And that shall end my turn.
All right.
Oh, shoot.
And the ice wraith, with both of its hands, slashes at Udrin.
Dang.
Your AC is 21, so the first one hits. Though from the first one, you jump back and the second misses. You do see that some of your armor is encased in a cold ice that is cold against your skin, biting at it almost.
These ones are a little cold.
And you take 5 cold damage.
Yeah, I took it off.
All right. We're going to go to Stenos. Out of the peripheral, out of the corner of your eye, you see Udrin take this hit. You realize being hit probably isn't the best idea. Though you aren't wearing armor.
Shoot. Give me something to think about here. Screw it. If it's dead, it can't hurt me.
Ooh. Both swings of your mace connect, and you can see the form of the wraith shift heavily with each blow and take a moment to reassemble.
I'll be the end of you yet.
The wraith slashes at you twice. The first one hitting you square in the jaw. You take 13 cold damage. Though you're not wearing armor, you just feel your jaw kind of a little hardened as it's frozen over a little bit. But as you back away from the second hit, with one hand you scrape the ice off and turn swiftly in a 360. Roll me a d6. Stenos, roll me a d6.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally thought you were attacking. Wow.
You spin around with a back fist as the wraith is solid as it strikes at you. You hit it in the side of the head and deal 1 damage.
Better than none damage.
That's true. All right.
So half of 13 will call 7 or 6.5.
Oh yeah,
you
you're resistant. We'll say 6.
I'll take it.
All right.
It
I
just
want
stopped
this
drinking my
thing to be
juice.
dead.
Kicking in. Go ahead, Udrin. Wow, you click those fast. Both swings as you begin to get almost afraid of the wraith and what it can do. You swing wildly. Both attacks miss.
I can't be frightened, so I'm not scared. Okay, I'm just uncoordinated.
You step back, not realizing there's a step directly behind you. You step down, forcing you to back up a little bit, and the tip of your blade misses just barely.
Back defensive class for you, my
Guys,
friend.
You're not afraid,
I
just
just stepped
uncoordinated.
I'm not scared. You're scared.
Seminari.
All right. Let's see. What to do. You know, I feel like we should use my boom finger.
That sounds great.
Let's
Tell me
see
what
if
that
this
finger do.
actually, let me go ahead and adjust this so that it adds my charisma modifier. Because I always have to fix Eldritch Blast and to the one in front of Daniel. So I get +2 on that spell attack because it didn't add it from my amulet.
Oh.
There's 1,
Yes, it did.
2. Did it?
Yeah, it's adding it. If you hover over it, you can see the +2 at the end.
+2 spell attack. Okay.
Yep. So the first one does miss. The second, though, slams into the wraith, and I assume it adds your charisma modifier.
It didn't. It's just rolling the 1d10. Even though I did it in the settings, it still didn't add it. That was really
But
weird.
it's supposed to get it. Okay.
It's supposed to add the +5. So, and then the third one
Does hit.
Oh.
with 15. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh no, that last one added it, but the first 2 didn't. That was really
Oh,
weird.
it probably took a sec.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I have it in an external window. So yeah, 15 damage, or sorry, 20 damage. That's right. Hi.
Blasted.
And there you go.
Rob, do you mind throwing that in the spell description in the chat? Because it didn't load for me. I just want to check this one out.
Here, I'll throw it up.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, not a spell. So basically, he's just
Gotcha.
blasting force energy.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than the damage increasing with level, you just shoot more of them.
Got you.
Yeah, and then with warlocks for your Eldritch Invocation, I use Agonizing Blast, which adds my charisma modifier to each blast. And on
Nice.
Eldritch Blast, I can direct each blast to a different monster if I want to. Oh, and that pushed him back 10 feet, and he lost 10 speed for his next turn as well.
Ooh.
With each blast. So he lost 20 speed
Well,
for that
he
one.
is against a wall.
But he has minus 20 movement speed now.
He is against the wall now.
Mm-hmm. But that would have pushed him back 20 feet and cost him 20 feet of movement as well. And that shall end Silmanari's turn.
I like it.
And the wraith floats from being pushed up against the wall with its hands up. You can see it kind of forced against it. Like
It was
as if
almost
the wind was pushing it violently against the wall. It calms down and it slowly floats 5 feet toward Udrin. It shifts around him, and you see it inhale, its kind of chest puff out, and it exhales its frost breath once again, but catching both Thanos and Udrin in it. So I need a con save from both of you.
Clever girl.
Ooh. Oh boy, that
Well,
+9 is real nice.
Succeed. Udrin, you take 18 cold damage, and Thanos, you take 9.
Atta baby.
And that will end that Ice Wraith's turn. So it goes to Thanos.
That ice wraith is really pissing me off.
Which one?
All of them.
You swing violently, beating the ever-living life out of the ice wraith in front of you as both attacks hit hard.
Does the ice wraith yet live?
It does. It is
Ah.
still in front of you.
A tough one, I see. That'll be my turn.
Just to make sure that I'm on the same page here. For the recharge, are we doing the roll a d6, and then if it's a 5 or 6, you get it back?
Yep.
Correct.
Just wanna make sure. He'd outlaw that on me.
It's the way it's supposed to work.
I'm saying, but he's like, no, it's too overpowered, and I'm like, but I get it, but I did it.
But dragons.
Dragons.
They're supposed to be difficult. That's like the point.
Yeah, right.
The ice wraith, furious toward Stenos. You can almost hear it screaming at you, but you can't understand what it's saying. And it's at like a whisper almost, but it's at the volume and pitch as if it's screaming at you in a foreign language. It slashes at you with its hands.
Oof.
Twice. You look confused at it and slowly dodge out of the way of both of them. As neither hit you.
That ice keeps you a bit stiff, eh?
It says something else foreign to you.
I don't speak your language.
So, I'm going to raise my blade. Then I'm going to cast Divine Smite at level 1.
Do it up.
Ba-doop-a-doo.
Dang, not great.
You hit the wraith with the first hit.
Then we're going to Mickey Smack.
Nice.
And the second hits as well. You can see the wraith kind of flicker in between this plane and another in front of you.
Almost got it. And then, no, and then.
Okay. Going to Silmanari.
Let's finish this transition over to the afterlife, shall we? I shall
them down
take
for
2
good.
steps into the room and with my bonus action, reach out and hex him.
The
The one in front of
Uldren.
Uldric, yes. And I shall hit it with my first Eldritch Blast.
Oh,
One
with
hits,
attack roll. Jesus.
pushing it against the wall, and you see it flickering violently, but it still remains.
Did you add the 2 damage for the hex on that one?
Yes, it is.
And let's hit him with another one for good measure to send him
The
into the
second.
next plane.
Slams into the center of its form and splashes it against the wall as it dissipates into nothing.
And let's take a step over in this direction and let's handle business with the other wraith with just the 11 damage.
That one hits, splashing into the wraith in front of Stenos.
And I shall end my turn back into the hallway.
Stay safe, friend.
We really should
Well-
start calling him a gopher. Pops in, pops out, pops in, pops out.
Stenos,
Pops in, ends the enemies, and pops back out.
Let me see if I can.
Well, just
Right.
you and I.
Oh, wait.
Oh boy.
Real quick. With the first swing of your mace, you slap it across the hood of the wraith, and you can feel it as it goes across its hood. Even though it's a wraith, and before your hits were kind of phasing through it, and you could see that it was doing some damage to it, this one connects, and you can actually hear a crack under it. The wraith
Ooh.
explodes into ashes.
I'm not even sorry. That was satisfying.
Or should you be?
I'd say God rest them, but I don't think there is a God for those two.
There's none for them.
Well, well. Maybe we don't play with random sarcophagi, eh?
Probably not.
All right. Both of the wraiths are dealt with, both dissipated into the ether. You could see as that happened, the blue flames flickered, but now everything is still. Did you want to do something, Silmanar?
No, I was just expanding the spell so that the audience can see.
Got you.
The lights are now still, and everything is quiet. What do you do? What do you do?
On to the next room, eh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink one of those superior healing potions.
All right, that is 8d4 plus 8.
Nice.
You can roll 4 and 4, 5 and 3.
Wow,
24.
a lot of ones in there.
Man, it's a little rough, buddy.
I'm gonna
But equally as many 3s.
I'm gonna pull in
That's
my
fair.
scout imp.
Nice.
Give me 1 second.
My quick ritual to find my familiar.
Give me 1 second. I know
Mhm.
you love this guy.
What kind of time does it take in game to roll a hit die?
An hour.
Oh, I'm not doing that then.
Well, it's 1 hour for a short rest, and you can roll as many hit die as you want.
Yes.
Got you. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not doing that then.
Wrong.
I mean, I'm barely damaged.
I like my imp.
There you go.
It's evil.
But what's
demon.
nice is Pact of the
devil.
Chain. I share a little bond with this guy, and I can see through his eyes, and I can turn him invisible to scout the other rooms if you guys want.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. 300
Can
feet.
Can he read giant?
No.
No,
Uh,
I can't
Rob,
read
just so
giant.
you know,
I don't really like giant.
I'm gonna burn 10 of my lay of hands of points on myself just to get back to full HP.
Go ahead. Do it up.
I already marked it on my sheet. I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Oh, yeah. No, cool. Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and cease raging.
Both
since
of
I-
you kind of look over at Aldrin, just see him touching himself, kind of in the chest region, just
Hey, hey.
rubbing his hands.
above the belt, Udrin. You've been over this.
I'm a man of the word and the holy sayings. I would never do that in front of you, or ever, for that matter.
You can see
In front
the
of me.
hands kind of
Got it.
slide toward the end of his breastplate.
He's sitting there. I touch myself.
Wait, what?
The ale has started to kick into Silmanari.
Dancing with myself. Ba, 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 ba.
All right. So you look around the room and you can see to the north side, to most of yours left, there's another stairwell going up into another room. You can see into it. It's just a few stairs, and you can see 3 sarcophagus lying in that room. The middle one has its lid flipped over.
I call dibs.
I
Not
vote we
done.
send my imp first, just to kind of take a look and see what's in there.
Will his presence be detectable, invisible, or otherwise?
No, not at all.
Beautiful.
You
Son
can
of
move
a-
your
All right. So I shall turn him invisible and let's fly him into the room to see what he can see.
Real quick before the imp goes in, just in the holy person I am, do I feel any evil coming out of that room?
You do not.
Oh, okay.
Feel a
Well,
little more
should've done that
confident
before,
knowing
too.
one of them is already
Oh, God,
open.
And I shall
Well, you-
float my imp right over the opening to see what's inside.
The imp, invisible, goes into that room and floats over, and it can see into the middle sarcophagus, which is completely empty. You can actually, it sees some ice actually forming over the stone. The other two are shut, one peeking open, and it can see a skeleton actually inside of the sarcophagus peeking out, unmoving.
And I shall relay this information back to the team
Quietly.
quietly.
So the
Well,
third
my imp isn't the one
soldier-
talking, it's me seeing through my imp's eyes, so.
I know, but if you're yelling, then
Well, if he didn't hear us blasting those other wraiths, I don't think that skeleton in that sarcophagi is going to pop out right now.
there's a skeleton.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure a
because
mace to
it's
a face makes a lot of noise.
it's like when you're listening to headphones and trying to tell somebody something, you can't no volume control, so I'm just yelling at them.
I imagine the sound of an Eldritch blast is like the ray gun, like choo 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 choo.
I know, right?
Yeah, they're only 60 feet away at most. Like, they're going to hear whatever's going on in this room.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, but I will relay that information to the team and see. What do you guys want to do?
I'll take the lead.
I don't
feel
feel any
confident.
evil coming from the room, so
All
I'm
right.
confident that at best we'd face one.
oh, there he goes.
I'll
Over anxious as
I'll go
always.
ahead and step behind this corner just so I don't get caught by two AoE attacks again.
Safe bet, friend. I'm going to kick this lid open.
You
Knock, knock.
I don't want any surprises, all right? I am
you rush into
surprised.
that room, and you see Stenos run over to the left coffin and just field punt the lid off of like side leg, just punts the lid off of the sarcophagus, and there's
What are
just a
you doing?
skeleton laying in the center of it with its arms crossed.
Okay, I may have desecrated a grave.
Clearly, I said there was no evil here.
And as he does that, you see the door to your left just like slowly open, then pause, and then slowly open more.
Maybe we don't want them to come in.
Like, we were gonna try to be creepy to scare them, but we kind of they got a psychopath with them.
Like,
I don't know.
You know
guys.
what? We're gonna leave, guys. This is their castle now.
They live here now, guys. We're out. We don't mind to mess with that guy.
Good. I like that
Udrin,
idea.
as you walk into the room, you look at the right coffin, which has its lid, and you can read the marking on top, and it says "Commoner."
Oh.
Oh, these were simple common folk. They should be
Aw,
protected.
How was I to know?
Poor commoners deserve grave lids too.
For fear of wraiths, I desecrated a commoner. I apologize to the commoner.
And so as you say that, I'm just gonna kind of grab him by the shoulder and I pull him over. And I'm like, we need to pray about this.
All right.
Dear Lord, we're sorry. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Dear me, Aliki. Groom Shwanai.
Amen. Okay, we can move on now.
Blessed they be. Moving on.
May Mistress
never
Weave always support your magic.
Stenos slowly backs up away from Udrin, turns and starts walking toward the main hallway.
I've made amends as best as I can. Moving on to the task at hand.
He's a
Right behind you, brother.
Let's see.
All right.
Huh.
You see in front of you, and you just walk up it, a small staircase leading up to a platform. To your left is another staircase to a door, and then in front of you is a staircase down to another door. To your right is an open hallway in which you can see some runes laid out across the middle of the hallway, down to all the way extending it to the next set.
Udrin, are these in giant as well?
Let me
Or
see.
look slightly further left.
You
Which way were the
Udrin,
runes at? I missed that. I'm sorry.
to your right
They're
as you entered.
long
Okay.
ways down the hallway.
What do they say to me, DM?
You take a look at the runes, and let me double check the thing.
You're a butt licker.
Lant liquor.
Who are you calling a cootie queen? You lint liquor.
Oh my god, commercials used to be so good.
You read across from in front of you to the other side, just going across the runes. It says, "Ice walks the earth over flesh."
More time.
Ice walks the earth over flesh.
I'm gonna relay that phrase back to the party. This guy's got a
Almost feels
serious god complex about him.
that he does. Almost feels as though he's threatening or claiming human sacrifice to obtain his stature.
He's starting to sound like some sort of lich to me.
As Thenos ends that sentence, the door on the other side to your left quickly just opens.
What sort
up.
of space sorcery is this? Shunk.
Do I feel any evil coming from that room?
Yes.
What did you say?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, in
Yeah?
a major way.
You can feel
Smells sinister.
Oh.
it.
Oh,
It
oh.
feels like terror. You can feel the
Oh.
emotion emanating from that room. It's terror, fright, remorse, and anger.
I'm gonna go ahead and say not that way and this way.
I have to agree with you. This is some sinister, wicked mad.
I'm fine either way.
As much as I love a challenge, I'm not trying to die today.
Thenos, as you walk into the center of the hallway, you step on the first rune. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
We have to go that way, guys.
Apparently so.
Stenos died.
But wait. Wait.
Hey, if it's on the first rune and I'm standing right there, just as an FYI, he gets a +5 to his save roll.
Yeah.
The first rune's right in front of me, so
Is there, Rob, is there a compendium post for the Ring of Evasion?
Yes, if you open in your inventory, just kind of drop down its info. You can read it, and I know it as well.
All right, well, let's see how this goes first. Dexterity, you said yes.
Said it was the Ring of Evasion.
Yep.
With
I'm
a
gonna pull it
+5,
up.
that makes it 11.
I don't
Whenever
actually
you
can't-
fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend 1 charge to succeed. You did fail it.
One charge it is. Failure is not an option.
You can feel the ring on your right hand lighten a little bit. And you jump back next to Aldrin. As you do,
Whoa. Sorry, I'm gonna go here.
thank you. Ice shards sprout from the rune, covering the hall. Their tips extremely sharp at a point.
Wow.
And then it fades into a mist.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this ring a nice kiss.
I'll have to remember that ring for the next time we come through something like this.
By the hair of my chin.
good to see you made it through, old friend. Maybe we take the room of terror instead.
Ocean says that as he turns, as an icicle literally went like to the middle of his forehead, and then disappeared.
Yep.
Should I get one of
To the
these?
left it is.
Into the room of death we go.
I
To
don't
avoid
like
the
that
Hall
name,
of
but I
Death.
agree. You know what? Hall of Death is probably worse.
You know what? We'll go with Hall of Death and Room of Puppies and Unicorns.
Room of potential dismay, but nothing for certain.
It's more like Room of Souls to Save.
You know what? That's an optimistic way to look at it. I'll take that as well.
It's like in Diablo 3 where you step through the portal to the realm of unicorns and teddy bears, only to realize that it's all gone horribly wrong.
And you have to slaughter everything. Yeah.
Yay!
I remember.
Okay, slaughter I can handle. Exploding floors, not so much.
Not in my bill of doing.
The two of you enter into the room. You see three similar sarcophagus, different, even Stenos notices three different runes on the sarcophagus as you approach. They line up the room. To the left is a staircase going down.
Feels a bit roundabout, but give these a read for me, will you?
Oh, round 2 of action, I guess. Here we go.
I believe in you. Give you a pat on the back.
I'll step to the corner of that one and just kind of try to...
You look down at the rune. You see that it says warrior.
It says warrior on it.
Don't love that.
Nope.
And door number 2?
Should I send my
Door.
imp? Maybe I should have sent my imp.
The imp can't read giant.
That's true.
I'm not very good at charades.
Udrin, as you turn the corner and look down the stairwell, you see two sarcophagi sitting on the floor of it with a lit brazier of blue fire in the center of the room. One of the sarcophagi lids are flipped off, and you can see the bottom of a staircase leading off as you're looking down to your right. Going
You have
up.
one of these little like come over the shoulder motions and say, "Hey, there's another pathway down that way that we could explore."
Ah. Well, just for good measure, tell me what these other two say, and we'll move
What
on.
does the middle one say?
Oh, all three of the ones in the room say warrior.
I'll say warrior.
Ah.
Okay.
Best
Let's
not
not
to
fight
disturb.
warriors, and let's move on.
Down the path of least death, hopefully.
Over the river and through the woods to the path of least death we go.
Thanos quickly walks down the staircase, and as he steps down into the middle of the staircase, we'll actually put you back one. Thanos, if you could go back one.
It's going to all go horribly wrong right now.
As he steps into that, a loud scream echoes through the room,
Oh,
almost
my
shattering
ears.
Udrin and Silmanar's ears, the scream echoing through their heads at a piercing volume.
Thank
All
God I'm
three
too
of their
dumb.
sarcophagi lids fly off, hitting the ceiling and bashing into the wall. The skeletons dismantle and lift out of the sarcophagi and form together. You can see ice crystals forming into the amalgamation.
I don't like it. I
Oh
don't
dear
like it at all.
God, it's Voltron.
As the three skeletons and ice combine into a golem, a Goliath of necromancy and ice. As it slams into the ground as it lands down, and both of its arms shoot back, and all three of the skull's jaws open up, and it screams at the three of you.
Well, I don't like that at all.
Okay. There we go. And it didn't actually track your imp.
Wow, I totally thought it was the other three sarcophagi.
The frozen amalgamation lands and towers over and steps into the sarcophagi and up. Oh, I'll bring over all of you back. Did not like me moving 3 or 4 tokens at once.
Someone already run.
There we go.
Working on it.
Send the imp.
Go.
I'm
Steps
impy.
forward.
Ooh, don't like that.
And it looks down at Udrin. And Udrin, as you stare up at it and see one of the other skulls in its head staring down the staircase at Sthenos, it screams again. Both of its arms fly back, and the ice in its form shoots in a almost like a beam, but like a burst out of its form in that direction, slamming into you and Sthenos.
Ugh.
The ground itself freezes and spikes start launching out of ice. Both Sthenos and Udrin, roll me a dexterity save throw.
Wait a second.
Ooh, just real quick again. He's within 10 feet, so he gets the +5.
Yes. Okay.
Wait a minute, I thought I had like a reactional rage.
Is it your danger sense
I
thing?
think that's what it is.
I think, is that like a trap or, let me double check. It is danger sense, but let me see.
I have advantage on dexterity saving throws against things that I can see.
Yep. Such as traps and spells. So yeah, you would have advantage.
Okay.
And +5.
And +5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's not lose. And I lose.
14.
That is
Yay.
a 14.
You
so
could. You want to
failed.
use a charge?
You know what?
You did fail a dex.
Yeah, screw it.
Okay. Your ring grows even lighter, almost basically a third of the weight in its magic essence. So you succeed against it. So, Udrin, you take 8 piercing and 8 cold, so 16 total.
Hmm.
Sthenos, you take 8 piercing and 4 cold, so 12 damage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. 12 total, you said?
Yes.
All right. Oh wait. Come on now. Kind sir, I would like to rage.
Sthenos roars out in a rage. His muscles bulge out. His leather tunic it stretches with, almost tearing. His
How
bicep
are these
veins
coffee guy
sticking
popping
out.
open in this castle?
About to bust out these sleeveless sleeves. First action would be javelin throw. And I'm going to charge in there around this side.
Your javelin throws at the amalgamation. It chinks off of the top of its ice and slams into the wall behind it.
Yeah, at least he knows I have range attacks now.
As you move in close.
Shh.
And swings with his vicious mace, connecting.
I don't need the peanut gallery. I need the damage.
It slams into the body of the amalgamation. Udrin?
Udrin. That's me.
Indeed.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty
I
positive.
believe so.
Where'd it go? I was gonna do a thing.
Can't you tell the gold scales, the red hair? It almost matches.
Yeah,
It's
right.
almost there. Bap. I'll go in the chat. There we go.
Ah. Is it vulnerable to fire?
So you're gonna breathe your breath weapon at it?
I'm gonna not shoot it like straight out. I'm gonna angle off to the right just a touch
Yeah.
so that he's out of the cone.
I figured. Go ahead and roll me the damage. So your 3d10 con save.
Wow.
Fail.
Holy moly.
You can see that your fire, as it enters the open air inside of the castle, almost feels, as you're used to your flame shooting out outside previously, feels weaker. and it burns and melts some of the ice, but you can see that it doesn't do as much as it used to.
With the breath weapon, do I still get the extra attack, or is extra attack specifically off melee attacks from your first one?
No, it replaces one attack, so you can still use extra attack.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no,
I'm
you're
gonna
good.
step out and use the rest.
It's new. Oh, we're. I would just hang out for a sec.
All right.
All right, and that hit
Flames and swords. Let's go.
swings at the amalgamation and actually hits a part of the armor that was worn by the skeletons and chinks off of it. Does not get through its defenses.
Will be my turn.
Suminari.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Indeed.
Also, on top of your double speed, since you're within 10 feet of me, you have an additional 10 feet of movement.
It makes a slam at you, which does connect. As you rush back away from it, it swings with a 20. It hits as it slams you further back, actually pushing you another 5 feet on top of what you intended to move, dealing a total of 18 bludgeoning and 12 cold, so 30 damage. You can feel the wind knocked out of you quite a bit. As it hits you with both of its hands, it's the first Eldritch Blast passed toward it. It moves back, and the first one misses. The second one, adjusted, slams into the side of its body, and so does the third blast. As it pushes him back diagonally. Pushing him back. Someone already do anything else? Daniel, what was that for?
Yeah, what?
Get back to the recharge. I forgot to roll it in my.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It is.
Kind
Either
of.
way.
Silly.
Yeah.
I already failed
Oh.
it, so I'll take it as a fail.
Very good. But that will actually end this session of the Return of the Frost King. Come back during the next session and see how our adventurers fare in the lair of the Frost King against his frozen undead fiends attacking
Wanna
at
keep
every
the big
corner and the traps built around every room. See what our adventurers learn about his history and what drives the Frost King, and see if they are able to defeat him.
All right, and I will post on the Instagram when the next stream is. As I'm getting married next weekend, so yeah, there won't be a stream
Oh.
next weekend. But
Congratulations, brother.
thank you, sir. We should be able to do one here on a weeknight here coming up. Knock this one out,
Joining the
finish it out.
Brigade of Married Men. Congrats.
Yes, sir. Rejoining the Brigade of Merry Men, I should say.
There you go.
All right, thank you, everyone. And I'll go ahead and close down the stream. See you guys next time.